Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I'm showing you my second place Odd-Eyes Magician's build. Now this is different to the build that I showed you the other week that got me 8th place at my locals. Now I got 2nd place at the Brotherhood Christmas party event winner box thing. So I won a box of Dimensions of Chaos, which I opened yesterday on my channel. Or on Monday. I don't know where I'm gonna put that video yet, because I'm making this on Monday because I've got college and stuff. So yeah, so guys, I have built this in a little differently to how the last build was shown. So I'm going to show you my 2nd place Odd-Eyes Magician's build, but I'm going to tell you my matchups. I went X1, and my only loss was the XO because he was playing Cosmos and he went first. I mean, he went 2nd, OTK Central, and it's purely Cosmo Helmet. All my matchups all day were Madolche, Gem Knights. So that was game 1. Game 2 was Apex Magicians. Game 3 was Heroes, and he had a lot of summon negation. That was an annoying game. Next was Magispector Magicians. After that was another Apex Magicians, and the last was Cosmo. So, or something like that. So let's go on with my matchups. Let's go on with the deck profile. So as always, I play 3 Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon. He's a searcher for the deck. He's a big beat stick. Plus he's double damage. And I also won a game with this against Apex Magicians, because the guy left 2 monsters on board, and I was able to make Trapeze Magician and just deal big damage for an OTK. So this card helped me win a game. Next, 3 Pit Magician. Basically every turn MST. The amounts of times on the day I hit Solemn Warning with this card. So good, the feeling when you hit Solemn Warning. It's just a very good card, and every turn MST will always be good. So yeah, I run 3 of this. Next, I run 3 Oath Magician. 3 Oath Magician purely because he's an amazing card. He allows you to recycle your Odd-Eyes, your Magicians, and all that from your graveyard. Plus, I can get Discard Border from my extra deck for Pit Magician, which is very good. So basically, he can just recycle your Discard Border, which is amazing. Next, 3 Skullcrobat Joker, because he's the Stratos of the deck. He allows you to set up your scale a lot easier. He can grab out Discard Border, he can grab out Odd-Eyes, he can grab out everything from your main deck. So he's basically the Stratos of the deck, and he helps out a lot. Plus he's an 18 beat stick, which is nice. Next, 3 Wisdom Eye Magician. Now I play 3 Wisdom Eye Magician because it allows you to set up the scale so easy, and it's just very good. Plus I won an actual game because basically I Wavering Eyes my opponent when I was on Pendulum Call, and I searched out a Skullcrobat Joker because if I didn't, I would have lost next turn. And I actually drew another Skullcrobat Joker, which was annoying. But because of that, if it was anything else other than if it wasn't a Magician or a Performer Pal, I wouldn't have been able to normal summon the Skullcrobat Joker, summon this, use this as effect, switch out for another, say, Magician, and because this allows you to also switch out if you've got a Performer Pal, which is amazing, purely because without that effect I would have lost that game and I would not have came in the rank that I came. So I have to give this card my respect purely because it won me the game against Apex Magicians, and it's just so good. So 3 Insight purely because it's one of the best cards in the deck, and it allows you to set the scale very easily. Next, 2 Exingeki Magician. I probably raked his name, but whatever. I played 2 of this card because he's a level 7, allows you, he can be used for your rank 7s in the extra deck. And he's also a big beat stick, plus against the Tellarknight matchup he's very good, so he's a very good card nonetheless, and I cannot deny his power. So next, 2 Unicorn. Now this is a new tech that I've used. This card is so good in the deck, purely because if you've got Skull Crobat Joker on the board, you can use this effect, put Skull Crobat Joker back in hand, and have another Stratos for next turn. So he can be recycled and also get you so many pluses, which is just so good. Honestly, this card won me games just because I could recycle my Stratos and just compose my opponent's field several times. Kieran is literally one of the best cards in the deck, and I couldn't believe I wasn't playing it before. So this card actually won me several games because of it. It also helped me because I composed an Apex Avion back, so he would be able to... I composed itself and an Apex Avion back, so I was able to do plays and just win after that. So next, I play one Dragon Pulse Magician. Not really that great a card right now because Pendulums are a thing, Cosmo are a thing, and you can't really target the big ships. You're not really going to be destroying any monsters with this, unless you're playing against something like, say, Tellarknights, or BA or something, or some random Shadow. So, not a good card, but it's a good scale 1 as a backup. So this card would have to be run regardless. Next, one Time Gaze Magician as a backup scale 8. Sure, we've got the Performer Power Skull Joker, but this card as a backup is good. Plus, its effect that when Pendulum Monsters attacks, you can't activate trap cards is really good because then they can't just Storming Mirror Force you or something. So this card is very good. So one of that. Next, one Noble Dragon Magician. Now the reason this isn't at 2 anymore is because I found out that I needed to have an out for Anti-Spell Fragrance, but yeah. So the reason I run this is because it's the tuner of the deck, and it's a very good discard fodder. Plus, I can target Odai's and special summon it to make synchro plays, which is very good. So it's discard fodder, special summon from grave. It can just recycle itself so easy, and it's just so good in the Odai's build that I have to at least run one. If I didn't run it, then it would be it wouldn't have done good. Plus, this actually won me a game because I could make Meteor Burst Dragon, go absolute, use attack with something, use absolute effect, summon the Meteor Burst back, attack, GG, well played. Such a good card. Next, and finally for the monsters, one Break the Magical Warrior. What I took out one of the Noble Dragon Magicians for, and this card is basically an Anti-Spell Fragrance out. It's the only out I really have in the deck because I can't set Pit Magician if Anti-Spell Fragrance is up. So yeah. Also, the fact that I can just normal summon this and say no, you can't have your Anti-Spell Fragrance, your back row or anything. But the problem is, it didn't actually help me on the day at all. Well, it did help me with one thing, just to clear a scale, but it didn't really help me win the game, because I think I won the turn I summoned this card anyway. So yeah, I run one of this because it's an Anti-Spell Fragrance out mainly. So those are all the monsters. Good, I'd say good main deck, but so far, this card has been completely useless. Well, almost completely useless. Well, next let's move on to spells. Of course, we got the free Pendulum Call. It's the card that allows you to search out your scale very easy, and it's just, you have to run this at free. It's just a very good card to search out your entire scale. So I run 3 of that, obviously. I run 3 Sky Isis, or Arc, or Iris. For some reason I call it Isis, but yeah. And the reason I'm running 3 of this is because I know what you guys are probably thinking, why 3? It's because it searches out my Odd Eyes and my Odd Eyes Fusion and anything like that. Plus, you can't target my Magicians in the scale with this card up, and I actually won a game of it because of it. I did. Plus, it was the game I bricked with it because I actually drew 2 of it, and that actually was terrible. So the reason I had 2 of this and was able to search Odd Eyes was just so strong. Because he couldn't also target my scale, which is very good. So this is a very good card, searching anything. Plus I actually won a game because I was able to search the next card, Odd Eyes Fusion. Now you're probably thinking, how did I win a game with this? Well, the game I won with the double damage on Odd Eyes was actually because of this. The only reason I actually won that game was because I was able to search out Odd Eyes Fusion. Because without Odd Eyes Fusion, I would have lost that game hands down. Because the guy actually didn't just have 2 monsters; he also had an Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon out. And because I was able to use this to fusion summon into Odd Eyes Vortex, I was able to put the Absolute back into his extra deck and make it so he couldn't play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, and I would win on that turn. So yeah, this card is such a good card, and it helped me massively in that game. Next, I played 2 Wavering Eyes. Now, the reason I played 2 Wavering Eyes instead of 3 in the main is purely because Wavering Eyes against any other deck than Pendulum decks is useless. Say, if I go up against Cosmo, Tellarknights, Heroes, any deck that doesn't play Cosmo, then any deck that doesn't play Pendulums, this card is completely useless, and I just can't use it. So it can be a helpful card at points, but it's not good up more than 2 in my opinion. Unless you're facing a Pendulum deck, of course, then you want to run the 3rd. So yeah, so I run 2 of this, and finally for the final spell, 1 Raigeki just for board clearance, which actually won me a game because I was just able to OTK him because I had the Raigeki. I was actually able to win that turn just because I have Raigeki, and it was sick. Now onto the trap lineup. I run 1 Vanity's Emptiness just because stopping summons is good. Stopping special summons is so good in this format, and I just couldn't help it. I actually won a game because the guy popped a different card, and I had this set. So as soon as it resolved, as soon as the card resolved and it popped my card, I just flipped this, and he couldn't play that turn, and I continued to win after that. So Vanity's great card. Next, 1 TT just for board clearance. This is basically against any deck other than Pendulums. It always goes out game 2 against Pendulums because there's better stuff that I can put in. Or like the 3rd Wavering Eyes. But yeah, 1 of this because it's out 1, but it's not really good this format if you're going up against a Pendulum deck or Cosmo really. So I would say this card is probably dying. I only run it purely because it's a good board clearance and it can actually help me sometimes just to go OTK. Plus it stops your opponent's plays and stuff. So next I run 1 Bottomless Trap Hole just to banish any Pendulum summons plus anything my opponent wants to do. So if they summon, like, if I'm going to go against maybe Pepe and they don't have their scale, or Clown Blade or something like that, I can just flip this on their Trick Clown and it banishes instead. Or on their Damage Juggler if they decide to summon it, because it means they can't have their thing. Next is a Time Space Trap Hole. I run 1 Time Space Trap Hole because, let's face it, you're not going to really want to run more than 1, purely because if your opponent Pendulum summons 5, you're going to have 3k left and you won't be able to use the other one. Your second one if you draw it. So 1 is enough for me, and it's just a really good card in general because it can shuffle all the Pendulums back into the deck. And next is a tech of my own choice, Horn of Heaven. Magi Spectres have their Solemn Warning. I have my second Solemn Warning, Horn of Heaven. Now, the reason I'm running Horn of Heaven is because the Pendulums are so heavy right now, and this card is just so good, because if I got this, then I can just flip, tribute a Pendulum monster, negate the summon, plus I can also summon the monster back next turn. Also, I can use this against Denko Steka, I can use this against Cosmo Farm Girl, I can use it against any normal summon as well, which is very good as well. So it's a great card, and I would always use this card purely because it's just so good against any summons in a Pendulum deck. It's also good in BA, which I found out, but I prefer it in Pendulums. So, and finally, the last trap of the deck is Solemn Warning, of course, just because of negating summons. So that is the main deck. Now let's go on to the side deck. So for the side deck, I run 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons. Now I'm running 2 Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons purely because I run 2 Odd Eyes Fusion, plus I can special summon him several times in the game, and also he's got a big butt. Let's be honest here, 3k is very big butt. So I run 2 of him, also because he's a negate effect, and also if they clear 1, I'll have the backup in the extra deck, just to be safe. So next, I run 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I run 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon purely because Clearwing Synchro Dragon is still a very good card in its own right. Plus, it's very good. You can just be like, oh, you have Apex Avion, I have Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Negate my things, I dare you. I now negate your Apex. Now send your Apex to grave. Yay! So this card is just very good in its own right. I run 1 Meteor Burst Dragon. This is basically for stuff like BA, Yang Zings, anything like that, because this card is just completely broken. Oh, no effects, no monster effects during the battle phase, yay! So I can just be like, oh, enter battle phase, no damage juggler, no Yang Zing effects, no BA effects, no anything effects. So basically it just stops effects completely. 1 cowboy for damage. This 1 Majesty's Paladin. Now I only really use this for first turn plays, because I can just summon this first turn and I can be like, oh, search. So he's only there for first turn to get a Skullcrobat Joker maybe. So yeah, just there for that. 1 Castell, just for compulsing stuff. 1 Before Mage Trapeze Magician, just because OTKs in this deck are so easy, and I've OTK'd like 6 times on the day because of this card. It's just so good. 1 number 39 Utopia Beyond, just in case I need to get over something big. Plus, I can also go GG for game with this card, which is very good. 1 Big Eye to Steal Monsters. 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. Now, the amount of damage I dealt with this card on the day, I actually won 3 games because of this card. Because I burnt him all the way down to, I think I burnt someone down to nearly 2k, and then the rest of it I just won after that. Because he couldn't do shit. He had to activate so many effects. He was on 2k left. I run 1 Odd Eyes Vault Rebellion Dragon. Basically a beat stick in the deck. Plus, if I can actually get off his effect, he's very good. So great, I win instantly. And finally, 3 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Because when he goes to grave, summon Odd Eyes from extra deck. When he's a better Utopia at summoning an Odd Eyes from grave. And he's just really good in his own right. So, and he's a 28 beat stick. So yeah, he's one of the best cards in the deck in my opinion. So yeah, that is the extra deck. Now I'll show you the side deck I used on the day. Now I run 1 Wavering Eyes just because I only run 2 in the main. 3 MST. This came in practically every game, not gonna lie. 3 MST is just purely because MST is a great card, and you should always have it in the extra deck or in the main. I mean, in the side deck or in the main. So great card. 2 Trap Stuns for any of those trap heavy decks. 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, which actually didn't touch my deck because they're mainly here for stuff like BA and or some random dark deck. So, and I didn't actually see anything like that, so this didn't actually come in handy. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror just for the Cosmo matchup, of course. 2 Chaos Trap Hole just for the Cosmo matchup, of course, and also because Denko Haseka's a bitch. And 3 Imperial Iron Wall just for the Cosmo matchup and a random Ritual Beast matchup. So guys, tell me what you think of my Odd Eyes Magician deck, which came 2nd place at the Brotherhood Christmas party, and please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, because I want to see you guys liking and commenting, and tell me what you think of my deck. So guys, please like, comment, and subscribe again, and I will see you next time guys. Thanks for watching.